intended this video to be a Q&A, but I'm going to start out with a rant. I am absolutely pissed about people who don't use their turn signals. And if you're the type who doesn't use your turn signal, fine. But turn signals are there for various situations. Number one, it's not there just to, if you're in the middle of nowhere, nobody's around, you don't want to use your turn signal, that's fine. It's there to signal other drivers of your intention. Granted, that intention can in fact change, and that does cause accidents from time to time, but if you are waiting to pull out, let's say that you're on one of these side streets here, okay, and you're waiting to turn, and you've got one car that's coming up, and they turn, but they don't use a turn signal. You've been sitting there for however long waiting for them to pass you, but they're slowing down. You're like, well, what the hell are they doing? Well, if you know ahead of time that they're going to turn, well, then you can just go instead of waiting for them to go. I don't care about lane changes so much. Like, if this guy up here decided to get over, I probably wouldn't care. I mean, no, I definitely would not care, because I don't need to know which lane he's going to be in. What I do need to know is if he's slowing down, if he's got his brakes on. Okay, does he have his brakes on because he's avoiding an obstacle up ahead? Is traffic ahead of him slowing down? Or is he going to turn? Well, if you're the type of person that doesn't use the turn signal, you just turn down, stop traffic, and don't indicate to anybody else what your intentions are, then, well, I would consider you to be an asshole, basically. And that is a problem that I have with drivers. Is like, okay, so this guy's using his turn signal. That's great. Probably not necessary, because he can get over in the turn lane, and at that point, like this guy here is using his turn signal, so he has the intention of getting over. That's fine. Instead of just cutting over in front of me, he's using his turn signal. I appreciate that. That's good to know. That's good information. What's your intention? Okay, your intention is to either merge into another lane, to turn, whatever. I know ahead of time what's going on. And yes, you could argue that being a defensive driver, like this guy's got his turn signal on, so most likely he's turning, which yes, he just did. So here, I didn't use my turn signal, but the lane ended, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so yes, being a defensive driver means you shouldn't count on turn signals and brake lights and all that other stuff. That's fine. It's more of a common courtesy is what it is. This person up here using their turn signal, intending on eventually, I guess, getting over. I guess they're waiting for me or something. But pissing that guy off, that's for sure, and I can see him yelling. So here, again, we're in a right turn only lane. So if I get over, my intentions are pretty obvious. I'm going to be turning right. So really, I don't call it necessary to have to use your turn signal in that situation. But, okay, here's this road here. It is a 4-lane road with no center turn lane. If this person up here were to suddenly slow down and stop, what are we doing here? Are you turning or are you not turning? Because I have the opportunity to get over if it's clear and go around them, so I don't have to waste my brakes and waste my gas to accelerate again. So that's the whole point. That's courtesy. That's what courtesy is all about. So if this person decides to turn down one of these streets and I can see ahead that there's a lot of traffic coming, I'm going to go around them if opportunity arrives or opportunity presents itself. Whatever. So anyway, now I've got that rant over with, I believe. I just hate people who are not courteous of other drivers. And granted, it's not a law. Well, actually, it is a law to use your turn signal in this state, although I don't know of any cops who enforce it. But it is a nice courtesy to other drivers. I know it's not a law to be courteous of other drivers, but it's a nice courtesy. Like this person here, they got their turn signal on. They're turning left. However, it's only one way that you can go, so opposing traffic isn't going to be able to go at the same time that this traffic here is going. And that is unusual. Can you guys see that? I need new wipers, by the way, but that is a state cop, and he's down here. Why? I don't know how the troopers are in your state or your country or whatever, but here the troopers definitely 95% of the time, they stay on the highways. And the local police, in this case it'd be East Lansing police, will be down here, and it's not uncommon for me to see an East Lansing cop. Of course, this Lexus in front of me is going to drive really slow because there's a cop up there. That's another pet peeve I have of people. They're from Florida too, so they really don't want to get pulled over. It's like, come on. look at us. It's 30 miles per hour. This guy over here is doing at least 10 over. The cop is doing at least 15 over. So who's he gonna pull over? Come on, seriously. Lead by example. He's way up there. So anyways, I don't know. People act stupid around cops. Everybody knows that I've made comments about that. People are just absolute stupid idiots when it comes to cops. They just drive. They have a completely different personality of, well, I'm going to drive really safe around you. Cops aren't stupid. They know that when you're doing exactly 35 in a 35, you don't normally do 35 in a 35, okay? I'm going to act natural around a cop, and if he's going to pull me over for 5 over, he's either got nothing else better to do or he really hates me. So, and usually you can get out of those tickets anyway, because in that case, okay, well, I had my cruise set at 30. I guess my speedometer is off a little bit because it's not calibrated. I don't know. Anyways, let's see if we can get to some Q&A now that I'm done QQing, I guess. Oh, come on. This Lexus is going to be the bane. Go. Cop's not going to pull you over. Just go. Look, cop's gone. All right, he's turning. So go. Yeah, show your true colors now that you're speeding up that the cop's gone. Oh, God, people are so stupid. I really do hate the way people act so artificial around cops. Anyways, Q&A. The 360 camera that I've got right up there. Am I happy with it? Yes, I am very happy. In fact, I don't record with this camera here, my phone, as much anymore. That's not to say that I don't have any use for it, because I'm recording it now, but let's say that I'm out with the family or whatever. Obviously, I'm not going to be talking to the camera while I've got the kids in the car with me, so I will just have the 360 camera running, and I'll have it running just to have a 360 view of the world around me. And so basically the dash cam, while it's great, and I fully encourage everyone to set up some sort of dash cam, is great. It only shows you what's in front of you. Now, there are some cameras that also have a rear view shot, but let's be honest here. Most of these dash cameras, these cheap cameras you get on eBay or whatever, the quality is so bad that at night you can't see anything. And the rear view camera is usually much cheaper than the front camera because they assume you don't need that as much. So, you know, they just, they're not very good quality, okay? So, while I'm not discouraging anybody to get a dash cam by any means, my phone will only record what's in front of me. So this 360 camera will record everything around me. So if somebody hits me from behind, I've got that on the camera, whereas the phone wouldn't capture that unless, let's say that the light is green up there and I go through the light and somebody T-bones me or whatever. This camera will see that I went through the light when it was green and I got T-boned out of green. So that's pretty obvious. But other than that, having the 360 camera is great for the all-around view. And there was one time when there was an accident. I didn't put the footage on YouTube. You know, I don't think accidents are something that you just go gawk about and publish and so on. But there was one accident that happened. Somebody rear-ended somebody else. It was actually directly behind, but over. And I just kind of just stopped, or while I was sitting there, you know, is everybody okay? Well, the guy who got hit, it wasn't his fault because we were stopped. But the guy behind, his claim was that the car in front that he hit slammed on his brakes. The light was green, slammed on his brakes. Okay, well, we were all sitting at a light. He was trying to get out of it basically by saying that the guy we hit was driving reckless. And we were all stopped. And so I flat out said, you know, to the driver who got hit, I said, I've got this on camera. And he's like, oh, you got it on camera? How'd you get it on camera? You're in front of me. And I was like, because I've got this camera that is a 360 view. I said, I'm not going to tell the guy who hit you because he could go crazy or be mad or try to destroy my camera or whatever. And that's why I did one of those videos on don't tell everybody you've got footage until the cops get there. So it was really funny because the cop got there. Okay, is anybody hurt? No. So what happened? And immediately the guy who hit the other guy spoke up and said, this, effing whatever he's going on and on, reckless driving, it slammed on his brakes so that I would hit him, and this, that, and the other thing. And then I spoke up immediately and said, look, I've got all this on camera. Of course, he called me a liar, but I had the 360 camera, I had my phone, so I was able to hook it up to, or I was able to sync the two, and I was able to pan around with the phone, and I showed the cop exactly what happened. I showed him, I said, okay, so here's what happened. We're all stopped. And the guy who hit him just was like totally speechless, and he was pissed. He was completely pissed, and I didn't realize this idiot up here was doing 10 under because I'm so busy talking. But yeah, he was absolutely pissed. So he ended up getting a major ticket. I'm sure his insurance rates went up. But that was just one instance where I had the camera rolling not only for my benefit, but also for the benefit of the drivers around. You never know what you're going to capture. And yes, being an eyewitness is always important, but let's just say that your car, or let's say somebody hits you, they T-bone you, okay? There's no one else around except for you and that other car. And let's just say that that other car has 4 occupants in total, or 6. And all those occupants say it was your fault. Well, guess what? It's your word against 6 other people. But if you got it on camera, they're all lying, they're all obstructing, and they're all going to either get ticketed or go to jail for it. So, it's always good to have the camera running. So right now I'm going to be picking my kids up from daycare. I'm going to get this phone down so that I have it, and then I'm going to keep that camera rolling because I don't need to talk into it, so it's just there as my dash cam. Whereas this here is when I'm talking, so you guys can have multiple angles. So anyway, I think that's all we got for today. So take care, guys.